Hey guys, welcome to my channel today. Today I'm going to be reading a book in English. So the author is David Almond and the title, My Dad's a Birdman. Let's get started. An ordinary spring morning in 12 Lark Lane. The birds were tweeting and whistling outside. The city traffic rumbled and roared. Lizzie's alarm went ring-a-ding-ding. She jumped out of bed, washed her face, scrubbed behind her ears, brushed her teeth, brushed her hair, put on her uniform, went downstairs, filled the kettle, switched it on, put bread in the toaster, set the table with 2 plates, 2 mugs, 2 knives, milk and butter and jam. Then she went to the foot of the stairs. "Dad!" she shouted. "Daddy!" No answer. "Dad! Time to get up!" No answer. "If you don't get up now, I'll come up there and..." She stepped heavily onto the first step, then onto the second step. "I'm on me way!" she shouted. She heard a grunt and a groan, then nothing. "I'll count to 5. 1, 2, 2.5. Daddy!" There was a muffled shout from upstairs. "All right, Lizzie, all right." There was a crash and another groan. Then there he was, in a scruffy dressing gown and holey slippers, and his hair all wild and his face all hairy. "Downstairs now," said Lizzie. He stumbled down, "and don't look at me like that." "No, Lizzie." She tugged the dressing gown straight on his shoulders. "Look at the state of you," she said. "What on earth have you been doing up there?" He grinned. "Been dreaming," he said. "Dreaming? What a man. Now sit at the table. Sit up straight." "Yes, Lizzie." He sat down on the edge of the chair. His eyes were shining and excited. Lizzie poured him a mug of tea. "Drink this," she said, and he took a little sip and ate that toast. He nibbled at the corner of the toast. "Eat it properly, Dad." He took a bigger bite and chew it, she said. He chewed it for a moment. "And swallow it, Dad." He grinned. "Yes, Lizzie." He took a big bite, chewed it, swallowed, and he opened his mouth wide for her to look inside. "All gone?" he said. "See?" She clicked her tongue and turned her eyes away. "Don't be silly, Dad," she said. Then she smoothed his hair down and brushed it. She straightened the collar of his pajama jacket. She felt the thick stubble on his chin. "You've got to look after yourself," she said. "You can't go on the way you are, can you?" He shook his head. "No, Lizzie," he answered. "Certainly not, Lizzie. I want you to have a shower and a shave today and to get properly dressed." "Yes, Lizzie." "Good. And what plans have you got for today?" He sat up straight and he looked in her eye. "I'm going to fly." Lizzie, "Just like a bird." Lizzie rolled her eyes. "Are you now?" she said. "Yes, I am. And I'm going to enter the competition." "Competition? What competition?" He laughed and leaned forward. and held her arm. The great human bird competition, of course. Have you not heard about it? It's coming to town. I heard about it yesterday. No, the day before yesterday. Or that day a week gone last Tuesday. Anyway, the first one to fly across the River Tyne wins 1,000 pounds. And I'm going to enter. It's true, Lizzie. It's really true. I am going to win. I'm going to make me mark at last. He stood up and held his arm out straight and flapped them. Are me feet off the floor? He asked. Are they? Are me feet off the floor? He ran and flapped like he was flying. Oh, Dad, said Lizzie, don't be silly. She ran after him. He led her around and round the room. She caught up with him at last, and smoothed his hair down again, and straightened his dressing gown. Okay, she said, maybe you are going to fly like a bird, but make sure you get some fresh air and get a good lunch inside you, okay? He nodded. Okay, Lizzie said. And then he flapped again and giggled. Oh, and Auntie Doreen said she might pop around today. That stopped Dad in his tracks. His face crashed. Auntie Doreen, he said. He twisted his face and sighed. Not her again. Yes, her again. She'll bring you down to earth. He stamped his left foot. He stamped his right foot. But Lizzie, he groaned. Never mind. But Lizzie said, Lizzie, Auntie Doreen loves you just like I do. And she worries about you just like I do. So be nice to her. His shoulders dropped and his arms dangled by his side. Lizzie got her school bag, then kissed his cheek. She smiled gently and shook her head. He was just like a little boy standing there. What am I going to do with you? She said. Don't know, Lizzie, he muttered. She hesitated. I don't know if I should leave you on your own, he laughed at her. Course you should, he said. You gotta go to school and do your sums and your spellings. He was right. She did need to go to school. She liked her sums, her spellings, and her teachers. And she liked her head teacher, Mr. Mint, who had been so nice to her and her dad. All right, she said. I'll go. Now give me a kiss bye-bye. He kissed her cheek. They hugged each other. She held her finger up. Now remember, she said. Yes, Lizzie, I'll remember. Wash, shave, get a good lunch, get lots of fresh air, and be nice to Auntie Doreen. Good. That's right. And I'll remember to fly. Oh, Dad. He put his hand to her cheek, to her back, and guided her towards the door. Go on, he told her. You haven't a thing to worry about. Off you go to your lovely school. She opened the door and stepped out into the garden. She peered at him. Bye-bye, he said. Bye-bye, Dad. She walked away down the garden and through the garden gate and into the street outside. She stood there for a moment and looked back at him. Go on, said Dad. I'm fine. She set off walking again. He waved until she was out of sight. Then he closed the door. He flapped his arms and started giggling. Tweet, tweet, he said. He poked a piece of toast out from under his tongue. He spat it out. Tweet, tweet. He said, tweet, 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 tweet. Then he saw a fly crawling on the table. Yum, yum, he said, and set off after it. Hey guys, that's what we have for today. I wish you a nice day and see you next time. Bye!